This week's episode is sponsored by Change. Change is an online mentoring program that teaches people with no experience how to create a real profitable online business in e-commerce. I have been working with Ryan at Change for a few years now and attended many events and got to meet the amazing community of like-minded people. These guys are the best of the best. The support these guys offer is personal, no bots or employees. There's no experience needed, but like anything in life, it takes time as it's a real business with real results. For more information, go check out Ryan on Instagram at RyanJB, and he will guide you through the steps to help build a successful business. You can now follow me on all my social media platforms to find out who my latest guest will be. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you're notified for when my next podcast goes live.
My first blowjob was a double blowjob. I like doing porn. I like having sex. And I like having sex for money. It's the best of both worlds. You can put it together. But my ex-boyfriends, they always end up being like porn addicts, and they like me with multiple men. It's quite a strange thing. But they won't admit that at the beginning. Then they always join me OnlyFans after.
That's fucking creepy, innit? What happens if he's an ugly bastard?
Oh, fuck loads of those.
What's the most men you've had in a day?
In a day? Hold on, let me just think. I've not done anything obscene. I think 4.
Yeah.
That's not offensive, is it? You're like amateur.
Fucking kid on phone.
Hold on, let me make sure. Oh, no, it's not 10. Me, Sophie and Rebecca did something.
Fuck, can you get 4 and 10 mixed up? Are you bisexual yourself?
No, I'm gay for pay.
Boom, we're on.
We're on. That's nice and fast, quick and easy.
And today's guest, we've got porn star Sienna Day. How are you?
Cold.
How's the journey?
Do you know what it is? It's actually gorgeous. Like the scenery when you're going up all the snow and it's a little bit of sunset, I think.
So, porn star, OnlyFans, all the mad stuff.
Everything.
I just had a porn star on last week as well, Brooklyn Blue. Like, mad.
I know,
mad
she lives
story.
so close to me, you know.
Do you know her?
I don't know her. Like I was just saying to you before this started, me, her and her husband were going to have a little get together, but just sometimes hard to work things out and, you know, get the content sorted.
Before we get into all the nitty gritty, I always go back to the start of my guests, where you grew up and how it all began.
So, from Darlington, quite a small town. It's very quiet, very good girl until I got a little bit older. Then I think I went a little bit off the rails. Yeah, not much to say about growing up.
What age?
What age? What was the age to go off the rails? I would say it's quite late, you know, about 15.
That's young.
Do you know what it is? I'll tell you what it was. I was very quiet. I was really shy, and I started going Thai boxing lessons. And that my first blowjob was a double blowjob with 2 guys from the Thai boxing. So I went there. Obviously, it's very male heavy, isn't it? I mean, they were my age. They weren't older. And I got on with these 2 guys there, and we were quite young. We were like, you know, 15 or whatever. And we were just kind of experiment. They were like, go on, why don't you give it a little suck? This was like behind the session afterwards. And so, yeah, I mean, it wasn't a full escapade, shall we say, but just a little. And I think that was it. From then, I was a bit like, ooh, tension, I like this.
You enjoyed that?
Well, yeah. All them 2 guys are doing well now.
I do one, you can do 2, innit?
And then, yeah, so obviously then that, and then you start getting a little bit wilder, don't you? A little bit more promiscuous, the teen years.
How's parents?
I don't see much of my dad, but I do know him. Mum, yeah, she's fine, she's good. They weren't ideal when I started porn. She actually got a letter through the door when I first started. Because I was such like a good girl growing up, I was, you know, very quiet, up to no trouble. I mean, this was back in 2013 when I started. So they typed it like full on blackmail style, like you see in the movies, with a photo of me, like a little stick insect on top of the biggest cock you've ever seen. Reverse cowgirl. Look at your little angel now. Look what she's up to. Oh, mortified. Who does that?
So somebody sent that to your mum?
Posted it. I'd already told them. I first had them from LA. Hi, I decided to do porn.
What age did you get into porn?
I decided age 21, but I got into it age 22. So I did a little thought process behind it.
What's your thought process behind going to porn?
Well, as I say, I was doing religious studies at uni. I don't know if you know that. So I was at a Catholic uni, Leeds Trinity, and I was just really promiscuous. And an ex-boyfriend was like, listen, you need to calm yourself down. So I went to do a little bit of sex therapy. Wasn't really a fan of that. And I thought, do you know what it is? I feel like I could monetize this slutty behaviour. Can't just be sleeping my way around and doing this, that and the other. So I thought, do you know what? I bet you could get money out of it. And the idea of porn can be quite glamorous, can't it? I mean, there's two sides to it. I've had a very privileged experience. So mine's been all good. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to look into it. Also, I was at uni. I didn't like buying the cheap bread and the cheap Coca-Cola and all that stuff. I've always quite liked material things. So I decided to do a little bit of research. So I just Googled how to be a porn star because I had no clue. I had no experience. I didn't watch porn. I didn't do anything like that. And everything I could find was USA based. And I read this book by this girl. It was Jenny Flame, her porn name was. It was actually quite a sad book, but it gave me a lot of experience on like how to charge the different rates, the different levels you can do. And then I found this YouTube interview with this agency. So I was like, amazing, I'm going to message these. So I messaged this agency and I was like, hello, I'm UK based. Would you represent me? They went, listen, get your visa, get this sorted. Give us your stats. We'll have a Skype call with you and get yourself over. Away we go. So I was like, amazing. So I had to get these photographs taken and I met this guy and this guy said to me, how crazy is this? This guy goes to me, listen, you should film your own first porno. So if you ever get like famous, you can sell it on DVD. Obviously like OnlyFans wasn't around then. So I was like, great idea. So I was like, do you know anyone I can film a porno with? I had my flights booked and that. So from Heathrow, I hired this videographer, One-Eyed Jack, he's called. And this guy, he was actually from Newcastle as well, but I'd never done porn, so I didn't realise he needed an STI test. So I did it with a condom. And then, we did that just before I flew to LA. So all these years later, when OnlyFans is about, I've got my own first porno to sell.
What about the sex therapy stuff? What was that?
That was in Leeds. That was just very brief, bit of an older woman. Yeah.
What age were you?
I was been about 20.
Why did you go there?
I was just a little bit promiscuous and I was with an ex-boyfriend. He was like, I think you've got a problem. You're very sexual. You've done a few questionable things. I think right now you just might have been...
Gay?
Gaslighting me a bit. Get a porn. So
21 then, you start... Was it an enjoyment for it? Or were you just trying to make money from it?
No, I do. I enjoy it. I like doing porn. I like having sex. And I like having sex for money. It's the best of both worlds. You can put it together. But it's very hard to explain to a civilian, because that's what we call non-porn performers. It's not like if me and you had sex now, it would be a completely different experience to me going and having sex with a co-worker. It's a performance. You don't really... Obviously, you're having fun and you're having a nice time, but that's actually the last thing you're thinking about is your own personal enjoyment. You're thinking, does this look good? Does this angle look good? Am I providing the right kind of character for what this porn movie wants? Because of my look, I'm a very versatile performer. No tattoos, blonde, boobs, not really overly plastic surgery. So I've done a lot of different types of porn. I've done lots of... like nice porn, shall we call it, like the vanilla stuff, and then I've done the hardcore stuff, and then I'm going to call it some miscellaneous strange porn. So I've done like all different varies of it.
What's the worst one? Or did you enjoy them all?
Do you know what it is, right? The worst one, I've only cried on set once and I was raging. I hated it. I had to walk out. You're going to laugh. It was so fucking boring and so long and so painful. It was cinematic erotica. No gagging, no spitting, no hardcore. Very sensual, very soft touching. Don't be porn star. I was on set for 20 hours and they sprayed you with this water. Don't get me wrong, the stuff comes out so fucking beautiful to look at. And it was the guys like an artist, and it was just long. It was tiring. It's exhausting. It's like having 1 minute of really slow sex for 20 hours. And I was just like, I'm not doing this. But if I didn't finish it, the whole movie would have been fucked. So I finished it.
20 hours?
And I was like, I'm never working for you again.
Have you ever been in love?
Not on a porn set. But I would say, yeah.
Have
once,
you?
Yeah.
What does the boyfriend say?
Oh, he was a porn addict and a lunatic. My ex-boyfriends are they always end up being like porn addicts, and they like me with multiple men. It's quite a strange thing. But they won't admit that at the beginning. Then they always join me OnlyFans after.
That's fucking
They're
creepy,
like,
innit?
Yeah, they're like, you look good with this black cock. I'm like, thank you.
Do you think that's the only people that can love you who not understands it, but is kind of infatuated with that lifestyle?
I think growing up, obviously, I've had a very toxic male role model. So I'm attracting that type of man, because I know girls in the industry that have very loving husbands, very healthy relationships. So I think I'm attracting a certain type of guy, and they're attracted to the fantasy. But then when they get to know you and they see you've got like a softer side, a nicer side, and you've got like your other personality, then they have conflicted issues as well. They're kind of like, hold on a second, I don't know. They're feeling protective over this nice side of you, but then turned on and into this other side of you. It's quite a strange dynamic. I struggle with relationships.
But like attracts like. You're a mad bastard as well.
Yeah. I think I'm a bit mad as well.
Yeah.
I like toxic men. I love them. So bad. I don't want to get help with it just yet, though. A few more years of some toxic maniacs.
There's plenty out there for you anyway.
Hit me up. Get my Instagram.
See when you done your first porno, were you nervous or were you excited?
Was I bloody hell? I was nervous, didn't have a clue what I was doing. So I'd done as much experience as I could, right? Oh my God. It was like, I do pole dancing now, so now I can like move a little bit, but back then I hadn't. I was rigid. And it's my first ever porn shoot. There's like the good director, the bad director, good director, bad cop type of thing. And they go, we want you to dance for us. And I'm thinking, what? I did not sign up for this. And this guy's like, dance, move your hips, do something. Meanwhile, we're going to have sex on this motorbike. The guy, I can't remember his name now, was just getting himself hard in the corner using copious amounts of coconut oil. So I'm thinking, what on earth is going on? What have I signed up to? This is madness. But then after that, and it was done, you're like, oh, actually, that wasn't as bad. It's just more like stage fright, I guess, on nerves. And I'd never been on set with that many people. You had lights, you had the boom, you had a guy telling you to dance, you had a guy wanking in the corner with coconut oil, you had a fucking motorbike you got to mount.
Do you ever look round sometimes and think, what the fuck, what if I chose here in life?
Yes, listen, sometimes I sit there and think, what the fuck has gone on here? Why am I naked on the internet? And I'm not going to lie, I've done some questionable pornos.
What's the worst one?
Oh, you're going to die here. Necrophilia. I pretended to be dead. Oh, you can't do that. Grandpa does teens. Another one.
How old?
I mean, I wasn't a teen. They just labelled it that. I was like 24. But the other one, yeah, that was in LA. I was about 23. They were like, listen, we give you double. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't bad on set. He was, I don't know, he was Hungarian. He couldn't speak a word of fucking English. I was like, yeah. No. You had nice blue eyes. Got to focus on the good point.
See, when you're doing ones like that, is that just for the money or for the thrill of it? Or
that was just for the money,
business?
that one. Like, sometimes I'll go away. Don't get me wrong, I would never do something I was really uncomfortable with. Even that one that I said where I had to play dead. Even that one, they treat you very well on set, and it's all very like professional. And okay, I'd never do something that was like, I didn't feel comfortable with. I don't do amateur guys for camera. Well, I do now for my OnlyFans, but I didn't then. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny because years ago you'd be like, I'm not doing content. That guy just wants a free blowjob, a free shag, blah blah blah. Now it's like the opposite way around. It's like, want to do content?
So if somebody just phones or messages you want to do content, there's money there.
Yeah. So I wouldn't do that. I'd go through agent. It had to be big production, Dorsal, Brazzers, Digital Playground, Fake Taxi. It would never. If a guy was like, hello, I don't know, hornyjack.com. Do you want to be on my site? I would like, absolutely not.
What did your mum say?
Well, before she found out, everyone would find out. My mum had been very young, so she was a fairly young parent herself. She was probably like growing up at the same time as me, really. She had me when I was like 18. So at first she was like, oh, whatever makes you happy. Must just be thinking, oh, she's just gone through a little thing. Then she realised everyone would find out, and she was like, what the fuck? You're disgracing the name. But they're all right now.
Would you
Just the
think-
norm now. It's 10 years.
That's a long time.
got a little
isn't
brother
it?
as well.
How many pornos you done?
Well, funnily, because I'm applying for that visa, I've had to look into things recently, and I've done a hell of a lot. I've probably done 150 actual like credited movies on the is it IMDb?
IMD.
Yeah, on that page, and then I've done like
IMDb.
all the ones like after that, the little stock and fillers, shall we call them, that aren't really seen as actual movies. They're just pornos. Because some of the pornos, you know, you get a script on that. Hate them.
What about the amateur stuff?
I didn't used to do a lot of that. I do more of that now. Well, not amateur for myself and a content creator. Like I say, I'm not just going to do it with...
Do you think it's more accepted now, though? Back in the day, it was kind of frowned upon. People going,
Yeah,
"But
it's still...
the
I'm quite...
fucking women next door now doing OnlyFans, do you know what I mean?
It's so mad because you go do Fake Taxi with John, who's a man of a certain age, who's the same type of calibre as a man that's asking you, but they don't have the following, the status, the, you know, there's something that's going to build your career. Everything's a career move, really.
Why is fake taxi so popular? That's like kind of a stepping stone, isn't it, for every porn star in the UK?
So many fake taxis.
Is there?
Yeah.
I thought there was only one.
But they do it in Prague as well now. I think I've done 7. So you know how many times they got me in that taxi? Bloody hell, how many times I forget my purse? we got even got engaged in one of them.
People start thinking you're a fucking taxi driver, the amount of ones you've done.
I know, maybe I need to be the female
What
driver.
was fake taxi like the first time you done it? That's quite amateurish, is it not?
Yeah, that's the vibe. So, but it's got a hell of a following, and it's a really good thing to get your like name out. Yeah, it was fine. It was all right. It was in London somewhere. Can't remember the first one. There ain't that many.
Does it just become the norm now, just going to job and knowing what you're going to do?
Yeah. It's mad when you first do it because it's such a strange experience. You walk into a set, you won't know anyone. You're like, hello, I'm so-and-so, so-and-so. You're fully clothed, you know, you might have your makeup done or whatever. And then within an hour, you know, you're upside down with a cock in your mouth.
As you do, just a normal day, innit?
In Prague, I did this mad porno. It's called Box Truck. And the concept is you park your truck on the street and you can see into it. No, you can see out of the truck, so you can see everyone going past. They can't see in, but it looks like you can. That was a mental one to do. And I hated the guy. I didn't find him sexy, but I always give someone the benefit of the doubt. I'll work with them once, see if we've got the chemistry. If not, no list. And he was just a little trog. And the people you're working for, they were just unprofessional, a bit demanding. It was quite poorly orchestrated. And at the end of it, there was me and another girl on set that day, and this was in Prague. So anyway, get this scene done, even though I'm not enjoying it, but I'm thinking, listen, be professional, get it done, it's okay, make it look nice. Get the payment, it's in bloody Czech currency. So anyway, whatever, take it, go back. Oh my God, they got mine and the girls' payments mixed up and I had a higher rate. I was like, ringing the agent, like, what the fuck?
What happens if he's an ugly bastard?
Oh, fuck loads of those. No, do you know what it is, right? When you're doing porn, it's not about the looks, and you'll know this yourself from, do you watch porn?
Used to, I don't anymore.
Do you not anymore?
Oh, genuinely.
Because it can be quite addictive, can't
it's
it?
damaging to the brain, amygdala, apparently.
So,
it darkens the brain.
You might not have watched the most prettiest porn girls, but you might have watched a porn star that you really liked, or a certain genre or whatever. So it's the same. When you're going and doing porn with a guy, he might not be the best looking guy, but if he's got a certain energy or character about him, or he's got a certain status, then yeah, you'll have a really good scene and energy together. But you could work with a guy that looks like an absolute gorgeous stud and you might not be able to get it up.
What's the most viewed genres in the porn industry?
I think it depends actually on which country and where you're looking from. MILF's one of the biggest ones. People are now loving like TikTok girls or OnlyFans girls, natural boobs, big boobs. It goes through phases, really.
What's the worst thing you've ever been asked to do?
Scat. I won't do that. Not in it that the slightest.
Eating your own shite?
Or anyone's. I don't do things like that. I don't like things like that, and I block anyone that does things like that.
Yeah, I've had some dominatrix on, man, and the shit that they've done, and
Absolutely. I don't find that sexy. I've got to still find it sexy to a degree. I like hardcore stuff. I'll do anal, I'll do DP. 100%, I'm not doing anything to do with that.
What do you enjoy the most?
I like one-on-one, me and a boy, pussy or anal, or DP's all right as well.
It's just standard, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the best type. You've got the most chemistry, you can get the strongest scene.
Who have you had the most chemistry with?
I think my favourite guy today would be Maximo Garcia,
Where's he from?
Spain. He's going to be...
He sounds like a porn star, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does sound like porn star. But yeah, he's just great at what he does. He looks the part. He's big. He's jacked. He gets his dick up. He shags like you'd think a porn star would shag. But then there's loads good. Manuel Ferreira, he was good. Danny D, he's great. There's loads, really.
I'm going to get Danny on. He's messaged
Oh,
a few
you love
times.
Danny. Danny's good fun. Yeah, I always have so much fun and set with him.
Yeah. So
Because when you're not having sex, it's not like you're flirting and grabbing each other. You'll just be like messing on, really. He's silly.
do you think you've got worse as you've got into porn, or do you think it's actually calmed you down?
100% calm you down. Do you know what happens? You start it. You start doing like... I think Brooklyn actually mentioned to you, like porn, there's levels you do, and you save certain things like anal and DP to get more money out of it and create a longer career. So I did it differently too. I've done these things, and there's no right or wrong way to do it, but I did, first year did vaginal, second year I started doing my first anal, then I went into DP, then I went into like gangbang, then I did like another genre. But I did it because I got offered it for a movie called Dorsel, and it was a really big movie, and it got me like nominated for AVN Award. So that's how I did it. But basically, once you've got all those stuff done and you've got your categories boxed off, you then got them. You can try all these fantasies, if you like, or these different things you would never have tried. Like if I hadn't done porn, I'm probably not going to have gone and slept with like got whipped down the street in Madrid. You know what I mean, for a kink.com scene, or I might not have had like God knows how many guys at a time, or I might not have tried double anal. But then what happens is you try all these things and you realise the best kind of sex is one-on-one chemistry. And now I'd already watched a lot of porn, but I'll like imagine in my head. And now that things that turns me on the most is like kissing and foreplay, and the idea of like little silky dresses and hands going up, and it's mad because I've done all this crazy stuff, but it's different for the consumer. You get harder and harder until you start liking madder and crazier stuff to get yourself off.
Mm-hmm. So see, when you first, was it enjoyment at first, and then it just becomes...
You still enjoy it, don't get me wrong. That's why I want to go and do more this year, because it's like a sense of achievement to know you've created a good product that people are gonna... I know it sounds daft because people are just fucking wanking to it. Do you know what I mean? It's wanking their hearts out. It's gonna be a Nobel Prize. But it's nice when when you get nominated for the award and you know you've created a good movie, and you know you're recognised within your industry. And the better companies you work for, I know, say Jules Jordan, Blacked, Digital Playground, the better type of performer you have, and the more chemistry and the better the scene is.
What's the most men you've had in a day?
In a day? Hold on, let me just think. I've not done anything obscene. I think 4.
Yeah.
That's not offensive, is it? You're like amateur.
Fucking kid on porn
Hold
star.
on, let me make sure. Oh, no, it's not 10. Me, Sophie and Rebecca did something.
Fuck, can you get 4 and 10 mixed up?
Because...
Don't hold them back in this podcast.
Because Rebecca and Sophie and I did something for OnlyFans, but for actual porn, the most is 4, I think. I'm going to have a fan say to me, no, it's not. You did this.
Sophie.
Legal porno. Yeah, Sophie.
She's a mad bastard.
Yeah, she's wild. She's heart of gold, though.
Oh, but the best.
Yeah, nice person.
Like I say, it's, people can judge and can make assumptions, but she's still got a kind heart, kind soul, man.
But everyone's up for everyone, and you know, you just got to accept that. Oh, I had a video on TikTok the other day. Bloody TikTok.
Yeah.
They're vicious on there. I troll them back sometimes. I go back on their profile and troll them back. I'm
Why?
like, don't do this, it's negative. So what happened is I was wearing these ribbed leggings, and they're seamless. And it was just a daft video of me and Rebecca in the wheelchair. And like, I put my leg up, and they're putting these comments. I'm thinking, first I didn't get it. I was like, what does this mean? This is when I realised how bloody perverted men are. The leggings look right. Like I've got a massive vagina, shall we say, because the way that like I lift my leg up and it creates a crease. Obviously, anyone with common sense would know that it'd be impossible for it to hang that low. Wouldn't even be able to sit there. But I was thinking, oh my God, the views and comments, everyone was like, there's a clam. I was thinking, oh, for all the videos for people starting to view and go viral, it had to be this one.
Yeah, but that's, views bring money, doesn't it? Just brings content for it, just brings people to
Well,
watch
luckily, I've had a designer vagina done, so that's all right. So I know that's not the case.
How much was that?
Well, it was only £3.5 grand. I only got the outside done, not the inside. I asked him to check, and do you know how we checked?
Yeah.
Stuck a finger in and went, it's all good.
Sure, it was a doctor.
Backstreet. It's a very good reputation.
So what is the what do you call that?
Designer vagina.
What is a designer vagina?
They just, well, what they do is they give you a little trim, or they do what you want to your lips. You might want them a little bit, tucked in. You might want a little reduction. You might want it off. They took the fat from my thighs and put it into the lips to give it what's called a cheeseburger effect. So a bit more of a rejuvenated look.
How do you keep it?
Rejuvenated.
If it's been fucking hammered for years.
If you think about it, right, when you're doing porn, there's actually not a lot of porn guys. You've been working with a lot of the same guys over and over again. So when I was doing a lot of porn, I was actually only sleeping with the same 5 men over and over again all year round. And I'd only be doing no more than like maybe a couple a week, or maybe I'd go do 4 porn scenes in a week and have 3 weeks off. It's no more than having regular sex with a husband of 10 years daily. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not doing it daily for 10 years.
Yeah, for once a week.
Fuck's
But
sake.
yeah, there's ways to look after yourself. You can put little, you get little sachet things you can put up to prevent things like BV. Girls can get a thing called BVs when your pH balance gets knocked off.
Don't know.
Yeah, you probably won't know about that.
No.
What else? Yeah.
So how do you see the people in the industry? Because I've had many porn stars on, the dominatrix. Some of their heads are fried. Some of them are like Rebecca, man, like Brooklyn. Spot on. She seemed quite on the path, man, quite on the ball. Like, comes from a good family home. Like, yourself, usual suspects. The father not there, the daddy issues.
Yeah.
Starts off stripper, starts off escort and fucking porn, then it's OnlyFans. It's all the same kind of levels to that. Like, do you see that? A lot of broken souls.
Listen, there's also, like every industry, there's privilege. Certain people are privileged and they're going to have a better experience. If you're a gorgeous looking girl, you're probably going to have a better experience. If you're of a certain look, you're going to get a better experience. If you're from a better background where you can afford to give yourself a better start, you're going to have a better experience. If you don't struggle with addiction and things like that, you're going to have a better experience. But everyone's different. No one person's... I can say I've had a happy, positive experience. I treat it as a business. I've made good money. I still make good money. I can continue to make good money. Some people, they might necessarily... that doesn't mean they're not working as hard as me, and they could be nowhere near achieving what I am financially or, as an incentive achievement, just because it's also a little bit of luck, hard work and talent, isn't it?
Why do you think it gets such a bad rep? Why do porn stars kind of, I wouldn't say hated on, but men love it. Men, even when the comments, even when I put the clip of Brooklyn out, like, it's just all men feel like hate and rage.
Guarantee someone to slag straight away.
Why? Why do you think it's such a bad rep?
There's different ways of people thinking, and if a person thinks that way, no matter how many times you show them a different side to it, that's going to be their thought process, whether that's because that's what they've been taught through their whole life, whether that's their genuine, like, how they feel in their soul about something. Like, for instance, it's kind of like, some people are racist, and no matter how much you educate them, they're never not going to be a racist, even though you can try and try and try. I just think some people hate women. It's more women they hate, isn't it? Men don't get as much grief in porn, but they hate women making money off sexual exploitation when men have been doing it for years.
How does people treat you when you're out and stuff? If they know who you are, they creepy?
So me and my friend were out over Christmas, right? And she was met this guy she'd been seeing, and his pal was there. And I thought, I'd only had one drink, and I could see he recognised me. And I didn't really want to chat, because you're out, you don't really want to always chat about it. But I will be pleasant and stuff. Obviously, you don't want to come across a cunt. But he was like just slowly standing more and more towards me, and I thought, I'm going to kill her. She's told him what to do to try and like sweeten him up. No, she fucking hadn't. He recognised me off Fake Taxi. So, yeah, but usually they're fine, they're really nice. I met one day over Christmas. I was having selfies and shots with him and stayed out with him for a little fan. Off the sound. One seen me in Space Ibiza one time. Can you imagine the clip I looked? He's like, can we have a selfie? I was like, yes.
Oh, you had that. Is it?
But they're all sound, I don't get a lot of hate. And if I do, it's like online hate.
Yeah, you never get hate.
But sometimes you reply to them, they're like, I'm only joking. They just want attention back.
Yeah.
I think they're unloved, some of them.
People are weird, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Because then they'll be like, they're buzzing. You've replied to them, and they follow you.
You do OnlyFans as well now?
Yeah.
What sort of fetishes and that, like weird shit people into on that? Feet pictures and shit. What is it with feet?
One loves my belly button.
What is that?
I don't know. But feet's normal. Feet's a very normal fetish.
Well, why is that?
Lord, and I love sucking your toes.
I see people always posting stuff in their stories with their DMs are like.
One of my exes used to love wanking off and just sniffing my foot. He would come to sniffing my feet. Yeah, I've got a guy that loves me to vacuum like this, get a dildo and fuck my own belly button and go, you're fucking me so good, you're stabbing me in the belly. He's mad. And he sends me these mental videos. I can only do them when I'm quite slim because he likes the ribs and stuff shown. I'll show you some of the photos afterwards because he'd be like, what the hell?
What do you think though? Does that make you question men?
No, it's just a fantasy, it's a fetish. It's just something in his brain that's making his like cock tingle. He's not a weirdo. He's probably just sat fine at home thinking, oh, that belly button's horny.
Yeah, no, that's weird. That's fucking...
You know, in the belly buttons.
Oh, really, man? Like,
I mean...
It's each to their own. They're not harming anybody. They're not doing any bad. And just because
as long as they're not mentioning kids, animals...
Yeah.
I'll tell you what did happen, actually. I was very, very upset about this. Very upset about this. I had a really great relationship with a guy I did my first anal with. Did my first DP with him. Really cool guy. I liked him. He got into drugs. And he started enjoying bestiality. He sent me a video of my breed of dog doing something to a woman in some block. I don't care how long we've been friends for. Don't even send me that shit. Horrible. That a question. Why the fuck is that? My breed as well.
Yeah, that's fucking...
How would he do that?
You should be in the jail, the cunt.
Peanut butter, my breed of dog and a woman. All I'm saying is block, block, block everywhere. He needs locking up.
Yeah, he needs his balls kicked, man.
Oh, it's not right, that, is it? I think that's twisted in the head, though. He's purposely hunted my Weimaraner.
And he's got a girl to do something with it.
No, it's just a video he's found on the internet and then sent it to me. Like, what did he think I was going to be like? Thank you. It's very strange.
Do you think people try and test you as well to see how far you will go?
No one on this planet in this industry would dare ask me to do anything like that. I mean, even the mad stuff I've done, like one guy asked me to do things like show my fillings off. I've got them all changed to white now, so that can't be happening. Walk around with a peg leg, one heel on. Masturbate my clit with an iron, not turned on, thankfully. There's mad stuff like that, but things like that. I'm like, when I'm younger, I'm a bit like, well, why not pass the iron?
That cheeseburger would have been melted if it was fucking on.
I know, but even though you know it's not on, no, you don't feel quite comfortable doing it. I was like, it's a bit weird, this. I don't like bondage. I've walked off a bondage set, hate being restrained or tied up, very claustrophobic.
It's a mad industry, but on it.
Yeah. But you know that dead scene I was telling you about?
Yeah.
They make you fake pee yourself, but that wasn't something I drew the line there. For some reason, I mean, I was 24. I don't know what was going through my head to even do that, but you're so young, that's the problem. You shouldn't be allowed to do porn too young. I will say that because you don't have the intelligence, no matter how intelligent you are, or the experience in the industry to know what you're saying yes or no to, really. You're just like, you think, oh yeah, I'll do that. It's good money. They're a nice person to me. I'm going to go do that. When you think about it, it wasn't until years later a guy tweeted a picture of me in the scene, said, I loved you in this. And I thought, I'm meant to be dead. This is weird. Blocked him.
Mm-hmm. So you're meant to be getting fucked a dead body, basically?
I was the dead body.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, so I did a couple of them. I had to take a fake ecstasy pill, obviously. The guy I did it with was a really nice guy. He was actually the nice director from the first ever scene I did. So there is elements like this where you think, when I look back now, he's a questionable character, isn't he? Maybe a little bit of a groomer, but you don't see that at the time because the sound was fun. So we had to take these fake ecstasy tablets and I die. I overdose. And then what you have to do is you have to stay in the position you died. I died like this. Eyes open, mouth. Anyway, I have to lay like that for the full 20 minutes. Absolute fucking torture. Don't do it with your eyes open if you ever do it. He spunks. He's a shooter. It lands on the roof of my mouth. I can't move. Imagine being shot there with spunk and not being able to like bat an eye. I was like this. Oh God. Oh, and then we've done ones where they're like strangulation and what they give you is they give you this gum to really chew to make you look like you're frothing at the mouth. It's fucked up, you know, really fucked up. And we do this like choking strangulation scenes where the guy's murdering you and they use like special effects makeup on that. Like, if you asked me to do that now, I'd be like, no fucking way, you're out your head, not a chance. 24, double pay, I'm like, pass us the gum, give us the rope.
Check a lot of the directors are living their own fantasies.
He died and said that, man, had a heart attack. He was such a sweetheart. I don't know, but that site was so dark, you have to know, you can't get it on Google, you have to know the exact link to put it in.
Kind of that way.
But my agent at the time didn't say, listen, this is an extremely taboo site, you need to kind of think about what you're agreeing to. It's like, do you want to do the C? They kind of like make it seem a little bit like, do you want to do the scene? It's better money. It's a little bit like taboo, but it's like they don't. You're not kind of thinking. By the way, the man masturbate to this are going to be turned on seeing you dead. If they said that to you, you'd probably be like, oh. Even though it's common sense, you don't think like that because you're getting so many jobs through. You're getting milking table, you're underneath the table, milking a cock one day, and then you're playing dead the next.
Fucking mad, isn't it?
It's mad. Honestly, I think of some of the things I'm thinking. Nah, you have lost the plot, I think.
I think you have got to have lost the plot, but I think everybody's lost the plot. Like,
yeah, but then you grow older like this, and now I can think, right, I'm lucky. I think I'm all right from it. I don't think I've got too damaged. I'm turned on by kiss now.
Do you think a lot of can a lot of the stuff you've done in the past come back and bite you in the ass, or is it just kind of she's a porn star and she can get away with it?
Listen, I've not done anything illegal. I tell you what does come back to bite you in the ass. Ugly fucking photographs. That's the worst thing for me. They'll tweet you look stunning here. I'm like, oh my holy hell, no, I do not. And this 2016, I gained a little bit of weight. I mean, I wasn't big. I was a size 10 at best. Porno guy goes to me, can you suck it in? But those photos from that year. But men love it sometimes with a bit of weight on you.
Yeah, men love it.
I'm slim because I like working out and training. It's not because I feel pressured to look that way. Although you do get pressure, like pussy, minute big asses are in, I don't have a big ass.
Is there a cut-off point for you where you're going to get out it, or are you going to struggle to get out?
When I first started, I was like, 5 years, I'm out. Then like, another year, you're like, maybe go another couple of years, I'm having fun, I'm making money. It gets to this point, I'm 10 years deep, I'm not doing another job after this. So now all my money's going into making sure I will have an income when I stop shooting so I don't have to do a job again. Because what's the point in doing all this if I'm then going and doing a lip blush course? No offence to the girls that do that, but that's not something I have any intention of doing. I want to have done this. If I'm doing all this madness, I'm going full fucking throttle. I want to shoot for the craziest companies next year's. I want to push some more boundaries, get a couple more award nominations, box off the porn, finish off the OnlyFans, and settle down with a lovely husband and just pretend I've done none of it and pray he's never watched porn in his life.
What about kids?
I wouldn't want to have children while I was still active in the industry, because then say if I'm finished, by the time it comes like 10 or 11, hopefully my type of porn will be so ancient no one will know how to access it. Mm-hmm. Or if they do, sex industry is so common now. Do you know what I mean? By the time I come to have kids, it's not going to be like, it's probably not going to be the only porn star mum at the school. There'll probably be about 20 OnlyFans mums and 5 having normal jobs because so many girls do it now.
Yeah.
But it is something to think about, and I think it's tough when you have kids in this industry, and there's no denying that, and you can raise them to be as lovely as you want. And I know some of the best parents in this industry, better parents than I know women in this industry are amazing mothers, and I know girls in Newcastle that do a hairdresser and are out sniffing every week and leaving the kids with the grandma, where the porn mums are like with them, they're putting the money into the kids' future, you know, and it's sad that they get that judgment.
What's your longest relationship?
3 years.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
How was that then? How did he handle it?
He was a nutter. The man was an absolute nut job, and he was younger than me. It was lockdown. Oh, so it wasn't too bad because I wasn't shooting a lot. But he was unhinged.
Yeah, but you like that.
I know, but he was too unhinged, you know, like even for me, I thought, oh, Jesus Christ, he had me down for a breather from this. Because he was an athlete, but do you know what is in lockdown? So basically, I was with an Instagram model, fitness model. He was a twat. Sorry, Lewis. But broke up with him. 2 weeks later, I started seeing this other guy, and we were getting on well. We'd have a nice little Chinese in the hotel, nice little takeaway. I'd known him a long years. He used to PT me, and he used to be a fan actually. Just never go for your fans, and. boom, lockdown, this virus is happening. You know what it's like when it first come out? We're like, we're going to die. So I thought, fuck dying alone. I'll shack up with this young'un. So I'm the best version I can be. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm sucking him off whenever he's seen me do live sex shows. He's just not sessioning, he train in the garden, making the chicken. You're the best watching movies. I mean, so a good year and a half, that was just that fucking carry on. Then you get into the real world and oh my God, he was out Saturday, in Tuesday. Absolute maniac. And then what happens is these men, well, not these men, not all men do that, but what happened is he started cheating and staying out. And if I'm with someone and they don't want me to shoot, I'm quite happy to put it on hold because I've done so much in my career. I could stop now and feel, if I met the love of my life and I wanted to be with him, I could be like, right, I'm willing to give up this side. You've either got to do content with me, or if you're not happy to do content with me, you've still got to be happy with me doing solos and live interaction with my fans, because that doesn't really damage my income that much, to be honest with you, not doing boy-girl, because a lot of my income is interaction-based. So what happened, though, is he'd go out, like I say, go out Saturday, come in Tuesday, not answering the phone, gaslighting, shagging other girls. What happens then is you're like, I don't want to stop doing what I do now for you because you're not showing me any respect. You're not the guy I thought you were. So then, after, I give him a good 6 months of carrying on like a fucking nut job.
Why did you accept that?
Well, it's one of those things, they'll say, yeah, where's the proof? Prove it. Prove I was with her. She's fucking texting me. He's the proof. She's lying. So, it's tricks like that on you. Then eventually you've got to be like...
Narcissistic stuff.
Yeah, narcissistic. And so then I'm like, right, I'm going back to work. Let me sneak. Taking the watch off. But then I had the fanny done, so you'd always know when the porno was. Anyway, it's not bad happened with this latest ex. I got our phones together. I got both a phone on contract, not for any reason other than I'd just get it. He paid for it and everything, because I wasn't living like that. But I set all the iClouds up and stuff. Now, I don't know what happened, right? But at one point this year, I have linked our phones. You
fucking meant that.
I swear,
I Listen, women are just psychos as well.
We were just long done at this point. But I remember looking and I thought, this is strange. Like, there wasn't any bad blood there. And I remember looking and thinking, iPhone 2, what's that? And I kind of looked at it and I thought, don't know, dismiss that. Next thing I know, I'm getting sent a photo between me beside 2 6'4" men, arms like this. And he's like, been having a nice summer, have we? And I was like, fuck. To be fair, I managed to get it all off. He went, can you send me the scene? I enjoyed wanking over it. But at first I was like this. But I was getting all his over. And I was like, this is when we were together, April the 9th. Mm-hmm. God.
So even though if you're doing porn and that, sleeping with other men, would you have an open relationship, or is it just you can't sleep with anybody else?
No, to be honest with you, I'm quite jealous and territorial myself. I don't think I'd be comfortable. Gotta think. People are going to be like, the irony of this bitch. That's not something I'm comfortable with. And to be honest with you, if I'm into a guy, I don't have the desire to go out and sleep with other men. I don't really, that's not something that is a big thing for me. I mean, I'd be more open to that than them sleeping with women, definitely. And maybe with the right person that, really is into that and really wants to see me go and get shagged. I mean, when I'm with these men they're getting in the moment and that, they're like, yeah, I want you to get fucked by loads of guys. Let's get loads of guys. You're like, no. So that's what they're into as well. But yeah,
that's creepy. If you love somebody, like you say, it's territory. Yeah, you've got to protect them.
Yeah, so I'm not into that really.
If they want you to get fucked off with other guys, is that a turn on or a turn off for you? But both.
I prefer that than if they were like, oh, let's get a girl around. I'm like, nah.
Are you bisexual yourself?
No, I'm gay for pay. Do you know when I'm not? But I'd say this because I would not date a woman. I never say never, but I don't see that in my future. Don't get me wrong, I like having threesomes with girls. Girls are pretty, girls are beautiful. And I've got some very horny friends. And, you can have a crease with your pals. Like my friend Rebecca, we went to Paris. We did some mad fucking stuff together this year. I managed to find this guy I met in Paris years ago. I used to see him a little bit. We remain good friends. And I was like, listen, do you want to come round and do some content? My pals are, yeah. He's like, yeah, can I bring a friend? I was like, why the fuck not? Bring some condoms because they're not tested. And he comes and his pal's like, I own a sex club. I was like, wicked. Can you organise a little glory hole? I've never done one. Can we film it? No problem. Do you want a limo to pick you up? Yes. Can you get some men in it? Yes. How many do you want? Madness. Organised like 3 men in the limo. Was it 4? No, 3. So I have these guys in the limo. You do mad things like that. You go on these mad men are in these mad masks and that. So I do enjoy doing things like that with girls, but I don't really, I wouldn't see myself in bed with a woman just having sex. But you never say never. Maybe I've not met the right woman.
Yeah. I
love men.
How do you prepare yourself for like anal scenes and that in DP? How do you prepare yourself?
Got a nice little video I'll send you. It's a very educational one, actually.
Yeah, send that. Put it on a YouTube channel and educate everybody else. That.
I'll put it on my Twitter. So basically, you've got to know your own body and like how everyone, you digest food, etc., etc. I'm not going to go too much in detail like that because let's not. Some girls will stop eating 24 hours before. Some girls stop eating 48 hours. For me personally, if I've got anal, say on the 24th, I'll just eat as normal on the 23rd, have my tea about 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock, a bit early. Then I won't eat that day. I'll have a banana before the scene for a bit of fuel. Or if I'm not sure what time it's going to start, I'll eat jelly babies or gummy bears because they take a long time to digest. And what you've got to do is you've got to use a douche. So you can either dismantle your shower or you get, it's like a bulb with a flute on the end, I guess. You fill it with water, you stick it up your bum, you squirt the water in, you push the water out till it runs clear. Then, my personal suggestion would be like, find a nice lube that you like, sit with a butt plug in for a while. This is for an anal scene because you want no mess and you're preparing for fucking mega dicks. You know what I mean? You probably don't have to go to the extent of butt plugs in for hours for like.
I've actually had the water up there. I done an ayahuasca documentary in Costa Rica and they gave us a colon cleanse.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Yeah, that's the only reason I done the ayahuasca documentary, so I could get that. No,
yeah, I know you're saying that's what it was.
No, it was fucking weird. It's for a man, it's weird.
Yeah, I can
that
imagine.
Was like, I don't know if it was like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, because they clean up.
Quite a long cleanse that.
Yeah, they clean you out though. I think I prolonged the stay in there, but they clean you out because when you take ayahuasca, you can shit yourself, they say.
Yeah.
I never shit yourself, be sick, all that stuff, because they say it's a... Have you heard of ayahuasca?
I have. I've heard very mixed reviews. I've had some people lose the plot after it, and I've had some people have a very positive experience. For me personally, I don't think I would enjoy it. I'm not really into anything hallucinogenic or makes me... I think I'm a bit of a control freak. I like to be in control, yeah. How are you? Controlling or...
Yeah, I was trying to control the journey.
Yeah.
I'm a control freak. I'm overpowered.
So now you feel relaxed and free. Would you recommend it or not?
It felt like a cult. It felt very cult.
That's the vibe. Are you vegan?
I was vegan for 2 years, then veg.
I noticed some of your bathroom stuff's like quite...
Yeah, so...
Not chemicals and stuff.
Oh, no, I use all the no chemicals. Yeah, but... I don't know, man. It felt culty for me. I'm not taking gear. I'm not drinking. I'm not gambling. I'm on a good path. Like, I'm doing well, but... I'm always looking for more because I feel as if I should be happier than what I should
drink
be.
And drugs are so dangerous. I'm not sober because I don't feel I have a problem with it. I would not go out, don't get me wrong, I can be a maniac, but that's the other problem in this industry. It can, if you're doing drink and drugs and you're in this industry, it's not a good combination because you can get money like that.
You just become damaged,
you can strip, you can do a scene, boom, couple of hundred, couple of grand, and then you can ruin your own life, really.
Do you see a lot of people losing themselves, losing their soul, losing who they are?
Yeah, I 100%.
Damaged.
To be honest with you, I can think of a handful of people that should be in this industry, and I can think of a lot of people that shouldn't be in this industry.
Yeah, because you sound okay, you look good, man. Other porn stars, I know they're fucking fried. Even I said that at Brooklyn, like she's very level-headed.
Yeah.
She's
a very normal. I think the key is as well, you've got to have a normal life. Like I still have normal sex. When I'm at home.
But what is normal sex to you?
We're having sex with someone not on camera. I will be like, whack the camera off if you fancy it.
Yeah,
but,
it's sad, isn't it? Because a lot of porn stars, you can see they're broken. I feel as if they shouldn't be in the industry. Because I feel as if...
It can be a mind fuck. It really can be a mind fuck. And bear in mind, sometimes, essentially, you're having sex with someone you don't want to have sex with necessarily. So someone is entering your body. For a girl, it's very invasive. So if you're not in a privileged position like me, where you can't choose, you feel like you can't choose your sexual partner. Like I've kicked off quite a few times on set. I'm not gonna lie. I went and did a scene in Hungary, fucking Europe. Right, Europe's where all fucking goes to shit. I'm not gonna lie. And then they sent me on the scene with this job. He was a young guy, good looking, Arabic guy, and he was a very big Snapchat follower. And he says, come round, we're doing an anal squirt scene. Not a problem. Smashed it. It was fucking great. His fans loved it. Did this. Do you know what that cheeky fucker said to me? All right, go get ready for the scene. Excuse me, you've had sex with me and put it on the internet. That is the scene. So we get paid by scene. He was trying to do a day rate. Day rates where they like use you like a mule. What, just shagging you over and over and again to try and make as much money of you as possible? And that. So I was like, are you fuck doing that? So then me and him were having this big argument where the agent said a lot of European girls will be quite meek. They'll just be like, oh, that's what's happening. That's what's going to do. They won't like kind of stand up for themselves. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, fuck off, not signing paperwork and not getting paid. But
so you basically kind of try to be intimidated.
Because they won't want to say, they'll be intimidated or...
How does it all work? Like, the porn now, it's all kind of... It's all kind of... All the big companies are now kind of...
The creators world now.
Yeah, it's different than that.
When I started it, it was the best era was like 80s, 90s, where you get like the Jenna Jameson, the really fit girls. You were getting absolute fortunes for porn movies because it was a relatively new thing. Mm-hmm. And, you know, these gorgeous women that can make money off it. Then it become oversaturated and it become a lot of free site. So then it took a hit. Then it was like the people coming into it were maybe desperate for money or on a strange path in life, or not a lot of people choose this job. Do you know what I mean? It might find them or they might fall into it. La-di-la-di-la. So then when I started, it was payment could be quite low for some people. You know, some guys were getting 150 for a scene. They were there all day. Some girls were maybe only getting 300 quid for a boy-girl scene. Now, even the girls that would be on a lower rate then, because you can choose your own rate, you know. But now even they can be like, listen, I can make money off my OnlyFans. They've took control. They have to give you a decent rate now.
Who offers the most money?
The most money are ones like Brazzers, Digital Playground, Black, Vixen. If you've got a good following and you've never done a scene, they'll pay you a good amount for it.
Do you think that's just to get people...
legal porn will pay you good. Legal porn have a terrible reputation. They're one of the best companies I've ever shot for because they do such hardcore fucking mad stuff. You go in, you're in your makeup for an hour, you do a quick 10 to 30 minute solo, prepping yourself, and then you do the fastest scene of your life. Because it's so hardcore, pay you straight away, no problems. Because it's so hardcore, people assume they're going to be like vultures or horrible to work for. So professional.
Do you think a lot of the directors okay to work with? There's a lot of creepy bastards.
They see dick and pussy, arsehole every day of their life. They don't care about yours. Do you know what I mean? There's only been one guy, one French guy, but he was fit, to be fair, so I did give him a hand job, won't lie. There's only been one French guy that's kind of been like sticking his hand in, but he was sexy, so I was like, oh, fuck it, come here.
Were you doing a scene? That's not normal, what is it?
Hey, but I'll tell you what, it also happened with my surgeon.
What happened?
So, I'm not going to name names because I'm not into ruining people's lives. But anyway, he's been struck off anyway because another girl grassed him up. So he was notorious for this, sending girls flames on Instagram and stuff. I had my boobs done. He's like, right, come for your checkup. I didn't have a female chaperone at all, and apparently that's not even legal. Oh, by the way, I wasn't even this young when this happened. And he's like, your boobs need massaging to make sure they fit into the pockets. Doctor tells you that, you don't even think it's that abnormal. Maybe I've been in too many pornos. He's like, do you mind if I use coconut oil? So I was like, well, why not? Go on then. Laid there, and he's like, starts touching himself. I knew he'd fancied me. There'd been a lot of dirty talk beforehand, and he'd be like, bet this isn't like one of your hospital scenes. So, and he gave me a discount as well. I got a half-price boob job. It was meant to be for an Instagram post, but it was definitely for this little wank on my tits. Anyway, he's massaging, touching himself, and he went, do you mind? Whacks his cock out, spunks on me brand new tits. That's outrageous when you think about it. I mean, a lot of people aren't keen on that. That doesn't bother me because I actually found it quite funny, but a lot of people can be like, that is not okay.
That's abuse.
No, it is abuse.
Whether you're entertaining it as well.
He is.
And if he's asking you and you're saying okay, then...
So anyway, this other girl, Karma gets you, doesn't it? This other girl, she's notorious for being a kiss and tell girl. Anyway, he'd been sending a dirty message and she sold a story to the papers on him. I mean, I definitely wouldn't go back to him again. Didn't like job on the boobs though, because they were broken. One was ruptured and one was stuck up here. So at one point, my boobs were like this.
What's that with?
This one ruptured and this one had capsular contracture, I think it's called. It means the tissue hardens and sticks to it. So I had to get them fixed. So I didn't want boobs this big. They were smaller. But I didn't want the uplift scar because it goes like that, lollipop. So when you're doing porn, it's not ideal. So he's like, listen, just go for bigger boobs. It lifts them up and it'll fix the problem.
So that doctor's got
End of abuse. I think he's struck off now because the girl sold a story and got investigated. Then it turns out he's done it to loads of girls.
But is he giving them a discount and they're letting them do it? Or is it just...
Well, the discount's for an Instagram post. But then obviously, because he's giving you this, you're then feeling a bit like, oh, he's done this, he's put the flames. You know this man fancies you and that's why he's giving you discounts. Then you're feeling like...
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, but then you're feeling like, well, that's okay.
That's not okay. But if you're not... If you're different if you say okay.
Well, yeah, I'm consented. I can't say the man's tip rate me.
But do you think because you've been through so much porn and done all that, you think it's normal? Have you normalised that?
I didn't realise that wasn't normal. Some of my friends were like, that's not okay. They went, that would not happen to us. It's because of the industry you're in. Did
you entertain it though?
Oh yeah, of course I did. I was like, oh, right then, go on. Because to me, a hand job on the tits isn't anything like... It's not like he was like, savagely raping me. But then when you can look back on things now, actually, so I think now I do feel quite strongly about men and coercive behaviour with sexual behaviour. One of my ex-boyfriends, he was like, come on. And then this was obviously since then, like, this is illegal. What you're doing is you're trying to get me to consent. I do not want to have sex with you. So it wasn't until after I told my friends and stuff about that, I can then think of other situations where men have been like, they've pressured you into sex, but because I'm in the sex industry and you put yourself in positions where I'm not always horny when I go to a porno. I have to like get myself in the mood. I might take my wand or you slowly get into it as you're having sex. But because sometimes you're not at the beginning and you have sex, you normalise that type of thing. You normalise sometimes having sex when you don't really want to have sex. I think when you leave the sex industry, everyone should have to have therapy. I'll need some therapy. I'm going to start this year.
But that's a dangerous game then, isn't it? Not knowing what's real, fake.
Yeah.
But
you also not what's moral, what's right, what's wrong. Is that okay? Feeling like you could be like, absolutely not. You cannot wank on my tits.
Do you feel yourself, you feel as if you've got damage through the years with the shit that you've done?
100%, definitely. I have a lot of repression, is it called? Mm-hmm. So I'll repress a lot of things, but I have actually spoke to a therapist last year and I'm definitely going to go ahead with that this year, but I know there's going to be a few things. My friend Rebecca, she deals with a therapist. I know there's going to be a few things that need addressing, but maybe I want to be able to have the time to dedicate to that, and I might be like, yeah, this is going to interfere with work for a little bit.
Is that why you're scared to do it in case you change career paths?
Oh, yeah, I might end up having a mental breakdown and thinking, what if I don't help me?
Are you scared? Are you scared to kind of open that box?
Yeah, it's going to be, because you might think, Jesus Christ, some of the stuff's been a bit mad. Not necessarily with porn. I think with other things about maybe like certain relationships you've allowed to happen or maybe experiences like that. Not the actual porn itself. I think when you deal with that, like any person that has to deal with trauma, or every person in this world has got trauma. There's not a single person that doesn't need a therapist, is there not? But you know yourself, because it's such a sensitive job, it could be a very bumpy road.
It's scared though, they try and, like you say, put all the feelings in a box because you're scared of knowing who you are. Do you ever feel, I wouldn't say ashamed, but do you ever, even though you're out there and you're promoting it and that you love it, but do you ever feel it deep inside that
100%. Sometimes you think, I could have done anything in this world. I chose a job that makes it hard to have relationships. It comes with stigma, it comes with prejudice, and it comes with a lot of like physical exhaustion. So of course, anyone that says they don't question it and they love this job every day of their life is absolutely lying, because I don't feel like many people feel like that about a lot of the jobs. Mm-hmm. But I don't regret it either. But what I will say about porn is when I was younger, I think I had a low self-esteem and low confidence. And what this industry has done for me is actually it built me more confident and more self-esteem. And now, even though, like I said about the dead porno, mm-hmm. and the plastic surgeon guy, now those things I wouldn't put up with. Do you know what I mean? Because I've grown. You grow so much as a person and you kind of learn to stand up for yourself. I used to be a lot more submissive, a bit more, I wouldn't say I'm like dominant, I'm not a dominatrix, but now I can stand my ground.
Yeah, you've got to defend your ground.
But you've got to, because no one else will.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're a porn star, then in people's minds you're an easy target.
Yeah. But if you show yourself respect, like I think some of the men I slept with when I was younger, James, I think, you shouldn't have slept with him. Like, why did you sleep with him? But even I asked about him. No, I was just young and horny and mad. You don't kind of realise your own self-respect and self-worth. And that's nothing to do with porn. These are when I was in college. But you're sort of like seeking validation and attention seeking because of maybe like underlying childhood issues or something. It's all to do with, isn't it? But now there's plenty of guys in the DMs of blue ticks that think they're special because, you know, they've been bloody verified by Instagram or they play football. And I'm like, nah, what am I shagging you for? Because I can be your porn trophy.
How much does the dad being there, not being there, do you think that plays a effect?
Well, I mean, it's got to be a major one, hasn't it? I'm not completely...
What do you think that connection is, man?
I don't know. It's strange, isn't it? It's got to be something to do with biology, I think. Or is it like what we've been taught?
That's crazy.
I don't know.
You tend to see the usual suspects is that. Like, the
daddy issues. We've got daddy issues. We've all got them. But why? Is that something we're learnt by society, or is that in our brains, how we're wired? I don't know myself. I'd love to find out, to be honest with you, why it affects you in such a way.
But the stats are that single parents, your kid is more likely to become an addict, be in prison, do porn.
I would not like my kid to be in the sex industry.
Why?
It's difficult. Like I say, I feel even my experiences, even though you say I seem switched on and I don't seem too damaged, I still have had negative experiences myself. And also, it's hard. It is a hard job, and it's not something that like there's so much more you can do. But if they did want to do it, I would obviously be able to offer them advice and say where to go with it. But yeah, it's tough. It's very tough. It's very mentally tough. It's just mad.
Why do you do that?
Well, I made a decision when I was younger and I've committed to that decision. I enjoy it. I make good money from it. And I feel like this is a personal decision for me, but I don't feel like it's an everybody job.
Do you think if you could make a decision again as a kid, you would make the same decision?
Do you know what it is? Even if I didn't do it when I was a kid, I'd have ended up doing OnlyFans now. I feel like... Have you seen Sliding Doors?
No.
With Gwyneth Paltrow?
No.
It's a really good film, actually. You should watch it. But it's about this woman's story, and there's certain things that were destined to happen in her life. Mm-hmm. Like she has a miscarriage in both of them. She meets the same guy, but in different times. And it's about the concept, like life, the journey you're on. Certain things are always going to happen in your life, no matter at what period.
Synchronicity.
Yeah, watch it. It's good. It's a good film.
Yeah, well,
I like
what
it.
about sexual energy exchange?
See, this is a big thing that people say. I've personally not thought too much into this. Some people, I think, are really...
Do you think you're guarded, though? Do you think you've guarded yourself not to think
Yeah,
too much into
I
it?
think I can deflect their sexual energy. I don't know, is that a thing?
Possibly, because they say when you sleep with somebody, you take on all their trauma, all their bullshit. Like, I'd imagine, like when I do podcasts, I can feel drained. Yeah. Never mind getting fucked off 4 guys, 10 guys. Like, how did you?
I don't feel like that. I feel like if I do a porno, I feel light, I feel happy, I feel a sense of achievement. It's good,
but as long as in your mind, I think it's okay.
I think what can yawn about it more is when girls do escorting. That can be more so, because there's a big difference between these two things. Porn is performing. It's for the camera. It's for someone else. Both are equal parties. Escorting, you are serving. It's for the man you're with. You're there to make him happy. So they're very different. So girls that do a lot of this escorting, I've noticed they have a lot more of this experience, what you speak about, the sexual energy. When you're doing it with a porn performer, bear in mind they're taking your energy. Mm-hmm. So if you're both in a good state, you're both professional, you're both happy to be there. Like if I work with Danny's got a great energy when you meet him. If I've got a great thing, it's just good energy all around, you know what I mean?
It's mad to see Danny. You would never think he was a fucking massive porn star, man. You just
he's
think
daft as a brush, man. Yeah, you're on set with him, he's just being a jokester. Mm-hmm. And then you randomly go off sex, then you're back to normal.
What age did you lose your virginity?
15 and a half.
Yeah,
I'm putting an half in there, so that's horrible.
That's not...
It's all right, isn't it?
For kids.
Yeah.
It's fucking...
Oh, how old were you?
13.
Young. Men do it a lot younger.
Yeah.
Men have problems, I think, with... Pornography is very easy accessible.
When I was growing up, it was like the 10-minute preview, 12 at night. But
do you know when you were watching porn, can I ask how long you'd watch it for?
5 minutes.
That's what I mean. They make us do fucking 45-minute long scenes. Chop it.
No, that was back
But were you a skipper?
Yeah, I was a good-looking bastard anyway, so I never really needed that.
Have you slept with a lot of women? Are you celibate now, can I ask?
Well, yeah, kind of on the path, man. I'm on a good path.
So one of my friends, she's a sex and love addict, and she's like, you're potentially a sex addict as well, because I'm not going to lie to you, You've got to think I'm mental when I say this. I can manifest some very good men that I want to sleep with. So I'll say like there's certain guys, there's been at least a couple of guys that I thought they live nowhere near me, seem very unobtainable, and I sometimes see guys as trophies. I'll want to sleep with that person. I don't know, I'll see them as like a goal. This is in my personal life. And then when I've done it, I'll be like, right, okay, I feel happy and satisfied with that. So she's like, yeah, you could potentially be a sex addict. But anyway, back to my original point. Because she's a sex and love addict, she said when she comes to deal with that, this is the other reason for the therapy, she's going to have to be celibate for a certain amount of time so she can address those issues, because you can't, like an alcoholic can't drink and be in recovery, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't really want to speak too much on that because I don't have experience, but that's what she's saying.
Definitely.
So that's another reason for the therapy for me. I'm thinking, I can't stop having sex and deal with these issues.
But it's cleansing. It's facing your problems and demons. If you're in a good place, if you put your hand in your heart and say, you know what, I'm happy, life is amazing, and so be it. Be who you want to be.
Don't get me wrong, sometimes I'll have a breakdown from time to time, especially being a woman. You have the times of the month and you're like, "Brah."
What you like with rejection?
I don't think I put myself in a position where I can get rejected.
But that's the controlling nature.
Yeah.
Where you know you're going to win.
Yeah, I don't put myself in. Could you give me an example?
Try to put it on somebody that says no, or you try to go for a job, you get nah, you're not good enough. Like something like being rejected. Like
so, rejection in. If I get rejected for a job, there'll be a reason. So it'll be like, one company couldn't shoot me because I had too much lip filler or thingy. That is what it is. I'm not too bothered about that. That's their niche. I'm quite good at understanding the business. Do you know what I mean? They're not saying you're a horrible person, we hate you. It's, I don't fit their look. That's fine. So I know where to go with. I don't get rejected for a lot of things because, no tattoos. They can make me look a whore, they can make me look a virgin, they can make me look, even though I've got boobs, it's still fairly natural. I wouldn't really put myself in a position with a man where I thought I was going to get rejected. Being a porn star, a lot of guys, but sometimes guys just want to shag you, not even because fancy, because they just think, I'll just tick that off the list, you know what I mean? That's more thing than anything. Yeah. I'm sure I've slept with men that don't fancy me in the slightest, but they think, she's a porn star, I'll shag her.
Do you think it's too easy now for people?
Yes.
Especially with social media. I think that's why people are so confused, man.
There's not much rejection now because people just fuck. They don't care. They don't even care they're fucking.
But it's unhealthy.
Yeah, it's very unhealthy.
Like I say, I don't know if you should be with the one person your whole life or have 4 wives or whatever the fuck
it's lovely though, isn't it? When you meet someone, you have a connection and you just want to spend time together. And I love the beginning of a relationship before you've fucked each other up and you've done all these bad things and you're getting on and the call and you like answering the call and you're not calling them thinking, have you seen that TikTok where it's like the Bruno Mars song?
Why do you think it goes toxic in this sort of relationships?
Everyone's got so many issues and not many people deal with them, do they?
When do you think you'll go and see a therapist and deal with and face
I'm going to go this month. I'm going to start a little bit of therapy. I'm going with my friend's mum, actually. So we spoke about it before Christmas, but I feel like when you make a decision like that, I think you've got to have time to digest it because it's going to be a step. I'm not going to do a lot of intense stuff. I'm going to go and just... My thing is, I don't want to be sat there and it'd be awkward and then be like... Tell me about your childhood. Tell me about, when you see them in the movies and it feels... Also, with therapy, I feel like it feels so long-winded. It's a constant thing, isn't it?
Are you going to go and see a woman or a man?
A woman.
I think that'd be best. Imagine sitting with a man and he starts fucking rubbing your tits.
God.
And you're just lying there.
That would happen. That would happen. Yeah.
And you're just thinking it's normal.
Have you seen Jonah Hill and his therapist did a thing on Netflix? Have you watched that?
Yeah, he was
what
good
did you think?
night. Yeah, it was a bit dark, man, but...
He had a nice little vibe about him, his therapist.
Everything's to do with energy. I went to see a therapist 5 times last year and I just didn't like the guy. I felt he looked dead grey, he looked dead old, and I thought...
That's the other issue, isn't it?
How can I be taking advice from somebody that looks fucking terrible? He might have the keys to certain things, but I'm in a great place. I've worked relentless to make changes. Obviously, I've still got... It's a minefield up there. I could be in a great mood and all of a sudden, you shouldn't be happy, dickhead. There's a negative thought and I'm not daft.
Intrusive thoughts are a problem, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sometimes I can be like, I'm a very hyper person, so I'll be like, very hyper, and then all of a sudden my mood can change quite quickly and I'll be like, right, sometimes I won't actually know what's affected my mood. I'm like, something's pissed me off. I don't know what's pissed me off. And I have to really think about, and sometimes it'll just be a daft thought that's like nothing. I couldn't even think of an example, but it's just like learning to control your own thoughts and thinking you're not your thoughts as well, aren't you? Oh, yeah.
Do you think you're bipolar?
I don't think I'm bipolar because I don't have any episodes of depression. Maybe ADHD or something along those lines, or a bit manic.
Why do you think your relationships don't last? Because of your nature of work?
The last too fucking long. 3 years. I should have finished
That is
after a
long,
year.
to be fair. But if you're not trying to get married, have kids.
Listen, my type at the minute, I 100% could not marry my type, and I would not have a child with a man that I go for at the minute. It would be brought into a very toxic environment. The last thing I'd want for my child would be, I'm going to get X-Froze next year. This year, 2023.
How old are you?
I'm going to be 32 in May.
Why so young though?
Because the younger you get the eggs froze, the better, because they're better eggs. Actually, after a woman's 28, your eggs start going downhill. Mm-hmm. So if I get them froze this year, it gives me 10 years, sort myself out, get a therapy, find a nice man, or go through IVF.
But you're not going to find one unless you start making the changes.
Exactly, but if I freeze my eggs, it buys me time to have those changes.
But you're just buying yourself time so you can just stay in the life of madness.
I can't do a quick 3-year therapy rush and find a husband that time.
I don't want to go to therapy.
Might be a reality TV show. I can go and get therapy and find your love of your life.
I was actually speaking to Brooklyn, man, that were reality TV show. I think would be class, man.
Yeah. Be bonkers. She's got a husband. I think he's lovely, apparently. I've
two of
never
them
met him.
that's what I said, because men get jealous. As me, you get jealous to you. I'm a protector, man. Like family, like I'm there. Like, but she says
she
I don't get
doesn't
jealous.
shoot an awful lot though, Brooklyn. She's not out having sex with a lot of men all the time, is she?
Doing their, no, just doing their thing. They're faithful. They'll do their thing.
Maybe I should get the therapy and find a nice husband. I'm not into porn men, not the slightest. I wouldn't like to date a guy in my industry, if I'm honest with you. If I'm honest with you, I think there's no offence to the men in this industry. Even though when you say something like that, it usually means you're being offensive, which is ironic. I think they've got ego issues. I think they like the ego strokes. I think that's why they do porn.
Yeah, but it's probably the same as the women as well. You can't.
Yeah, but imagine two.
Clashing.
Yeah, we like attention. I like attention. That's why I do porn. That's another reason as well. You like the attention you get from it. What's
the worst things you've experienced in the porn industry? Because, like you say, there's a good side, but there's also a dark side.
STI, not anything too traumatic, but obviously that's never pleasant. We get tests every month, so you get it quite fast, but that jab in the bum isn't the best. Honestly, I've not. The things I mentioned, the guy who tried to pay him, trying to get 2 scenes out of me. I've not had a lot of traumatic experiences.
Why do you think a lot of other girls...
More of it is that bloody mental doctor.
Why do you think a lot of other girls go through a lot of trauma with it? Because the amateur scene just agreeing to everything?
Amateur scene is a big thing. Do you know, I did a lot of research. I did 7 months of research before I got into this industry. I was on YouTube. I was on websites. I read a negative book about a girl that had things. I really looked into what I was getting into to try and give myself the best possible experience I could do. I wanted to be sure that this is a path I wanted to go in. And even now, it wasn't the right decision. I think in the end, everything ends up okay, doesn't it?
Do you ever feel used?
No, I don't. I felt more used of non-porn men.
How so?
I don't know. Say if you have a...
Is that because
when you're younger, you have sex with... You might have sex with guys because, like you say, validation, attention-seeking, daddy issues. Realistically, did I maybe want to have sex with all those men? Probably not. Were you doing it for some sort of internal validation or esteem? Most likely. Am I in porn or being used? No. We've got a very consensual agreement. Everyone's happy. Everyone's getting paid. I've never ever felt used on a porn set.
See, when I do a podcast, I think, that was a great podcast. Do you walk away and feel great fucking sick? That was a great scene.
Yeah, high. It's an adrenaline rush.
How do you know it's a good scene?
You just know the energy's non-stop. I'll tell you some of those. I've done some scenes that are absolute fucking heap of shit, and they've come out looking all right. I thought... There's nothing worse than bad scenes. You just think, fuck, that's going to be out there. The energy's off. The guys' woods up and down. There was a fallout one time. Not a fallout, but we were doing a DP scene. And the guy said to me, do you mind giving us a bit of a blowjob? And I was like, listen, I can't. Because the two of you, I can't be pinging back and forth, blowjob and use it for the scene. My energy will go. It's a DP scene. I want to be strong. Flopped. Waited an hour for him to get wood because his ego was dented. But it wasn't personal, do you know what I mean? If it's just a couple of us, no, just me and a man even, sorry, of course I'll give him a little hand job, little blow job. I've got no palms with that. I'm happy with them if I fancy them, and that's, as long as it's not for fucking hours.
No palms about that.
A little bit of a fluff, why the devil not? But yeah, sometimes things like that can be a little bit awkward.
It's mad, isn't it? But... That is fucking nuts. Like.
Fucking hell, I'd be going back and forth between. Imagine the state I'd look. But then you'd have to get makeup touch up. Then he'd be down again. A man's job is to get to set, get hard and come on demand.
I know the guys get the injections and take the tablets and that. Does girls take anything?
I fucking love guys that inject. I shouldn't say that, but I do.
Why?
Because there's a taboo against it that men shouldn't do it because it can affect the sexual ability, because they end up relying on it. But I know it as a performer because they stay hard and they can come whenever. Women now, we just use lube. Lube and mental stimulation. I like to use my wand and do an anal because it...
What is the wand?
The wand, it looks like this. Never seen them?
Don't you be fucking doing anything, Dan.
Taking this in the handbag.
What about, you talk about gay for pay, my big pal, Big Dan.
Dan McGriffin.
Yeah.
I spoke to him the other day. He's like, you want to come do a scene? I live in London now. I'm like, all right. He texts me a friend saying, want to fuck him as well? It's mad, isn't it?
He does the gay stuff, man, and he's straight. Like, I still struggle with it, but he's a fucking
I struggle with it.
world champion, and he's just a good guy. I like him, man. He's just a good.
For instance, I know you couldn't go have sex with a man, could you?
I could. I find that why would I?
I've never met a guy
why would I do
that, but they
gay
can.
porn and I just go and do normal and get paid for it? Do you know what I mean? That would be my method.
Yeah, gay get a lot more though. Gays are dirty.
Do they get paid the most?
Men are the main consumers, so to have a good straight following, you've got to be like a Johnny Sins, a Jason Love. You know, you've got to be superstar level to get a lot of money from things like that. Danny D. You're still gonna have all the men will still have a lot of gay following because that's what guys gonna see. So these average men that haven't yet earned their stripes are gonna struggle to have a big straight fan base. Because they'll just go to the girls' side. Say me and Dan go do a scene together, all the straight fans will come to me. Because it makes sense. That's guys struggle. I feel for guys sometimes.
Do you think you're going to struggle to get out?
Me?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. 100%
When are you going to get out then?
I am thinking about this day, and I know. Do you know what it is? I've worked so hard in my career. I've got 2 AVN nominations. I've got for Foreign Female of the Year twice. I've got X-Space for DP scene. Funnily enough, I've got a lesbian scene nomination. I've done my IMBD page is massive. You get 10-letter recommendations of people in the industry. I have got everything boxed off. If they turn me down, then no one's getting in.
What does that get you? Just more money for scenes?
I want some American exposure. I want to work for like Jules Jordan, if you heard him. Evil Angel. I want to do Blacked. I've committed to this career. I want to finish it on a high. I want to do those nice oiled up scenes of the sexy bikinis and work with certain people. Then I want to do some OnlyFans collabs. And then I'll feel like it's a full circle then. Do you know what I mean?
Feels as if you've completed it.
Yeah.
What's the difference with pay and porn from the UK to America? Is it night and day? Big difference?
It's not that different, to be honest with you. It's all dependent on the performer themselves. You set your own rate. They might say, yeah, they might say, fuck off. You might put it too high. It might be like, no. UK and Europe will push girls for a lower rate because there's not really agents. There's a few in Europe. But to be honest with you, the UK porn industry is always desperate for newcomers. You don't have to work for peanuts. But some people have. Some people have been massively underpaid.
Have you seen people come, do 1 scene, 2 scenes, then never come back?
Oh, yeah. There's been some gorgeous people. I always think over the years, I think, well, what's happened to them? It's been sad. There was a gorgeous Canadian girl, Olga Same. She killed herself. She was so successful. So sad.
Have you ever been that low?
No.
Have you seen a lot of other girls and men struggle with it?
You know what? You don't know, do you? They probably have. I know some people that have been really sad. Don't get me wrong. The other day I'm having a breakdown. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm sick of this fucking work on OnlyFans because people don't realise the amount of fucking work that goes into OnlyFans. The moment you fucking open your eyes, I'm a night owl, me. So do you know between 12 a.m. and 4 a.m. I love that time zone. I don't know why. I feel like the world's peaceful. I write in my diary then, I read my books and watch Silent Witness or something. Do you want to just be like a proper normal person in those hours? But the moment you wake up, OnlyFans is very different. I would say it's 30% content, 70% advertising, branding, business. James, I've never had to be organised in my life. I've had to show up set, do a job. I didn't know Google Tasks existed. Do you know what Google Tasks is?
No.
Google Meet and Zoom or something. All these Bluetooth fucking printers. I didn't know any of this mad stuff existed. I'm like, what the hell? Technology's amazing. Look how far we've come. Netflix with Google Calendar. I've never had to do anything like that. Just write it down. And it's so much to go into it. Advertising. I'm always buying girls' guides on OnlyFans, paying them to learn take their knowledge from things. You know, paying people for promo. You've got to be on that shit so much. It's such a crazy fast world that it's nothing like porn at all.
What sort of stuff's on your OnlyFans? Is it hardcore? Is it just
I do everything from like solos to hardcore, yeah. All systems go, baby.
And it doesn't matter who, the price is, whoever pays for the monthly fee, they'll still get everything. That
I have 2 pages. I got a free page, and then not much is shown on the timeline, just some sexy pics, and everything's pay-per-view. And then I've got a paid page where everything is still pay-per-view too, but it's also a bit cheaper. Cheaper pay-per-view.
What's your OnlyFans? What's your social media links in that?
Twitter is A Day in Sienna. Instagram is Another Day in Sienna. Basically all A Day in Sienna. That's my original, but my Instagram is Another Day because A Day in Sienna got kicked off.
What's your dream scene? What's your dream?
What's my dream scene? I don't know. It's a good question. I really want to do some Jules Jordan stuff. I love it. The oiled up, the bright bikinis, the really light background, the really hardcore gonzo drilling.
What about the creepy bastard? Who was the creepy cunt who had the black hair and the black goatee? Like, had a big, massive fucking todger. Like the guy in America, just got the jail there.
Hold on, which one?
He was a creepy bastard. Like, he had the black moustache, like black shady hair, but he was an older man. But he's
Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
Dirty bastard.
Yeah.
He was horrible, wasn't he? But, I mean, he's a predator. I never had to work with him.
But it just shows you. Do you know what I mean? The
Weirdo.
amount of people that wanted to work with him. He's like the fucking American Jimmy Savile. Him, like
He's not my list. Where I'm thinking, I like guys in shape, big guys.
But he just looks creepy.
I don't know who want to work with him. That's going to be a lie. That's propaganda. That I don't fucking want to work with him. He must have been lying.
Do you get that? Have you ever had that in the industry? Somebody being exposed as being a right fucking wronging?
There's someone at the minute undergoing rape allegations, and there's been some photos. I'm not going to say who because there's nothing to get proved. I've worked with him. I had a pleasant experience with him. It's not to say these girls ain't lying because the video that was took looks like it was rape, but you don't know if that was role play. You don't know if it wasn't. It doesn't look good. You get cancelled. You do get cancelled for stuff like that. James Dean got some backlash. I worked with James Dean. Perfect gentleman, but doesn't mean it doesn't happen. You can't. It's really difficult in that position when you've worked with someone. It's like me having this chat with you now and then someone telling me you rape them. It's a difficult thing to comprehend, but you've got to try and... If you say nothing, you're a bad person, you're with the rapist. If you say something, you could be ruining someone's career that someone's cried wolf because... What do you do in that instance? I try and say Switzerland, neutral.
What about your trust issues? How do you trust? Can you trust?
Bloody hell, can I? am hacker.com with me fucking...
But you see
exes.
the way that people ask you questions is how creepy men are. Like, men are fucking deranged.
Yeah, I've got a lot
as
of
well.
trust issues, I think. But that's from personal relationships and, you know, just dealing with a lot of compulsive liars. But then also, they can make you become a little bit of a liar yourself because you might be scared to, like... say something, or say if you go have the girls and you have an narcissist and you don't want to stay out there too long. Oh, I'm going for food. Really going for a fucking boozy brunch.
Would you call yourself gullible?
I can be a little bit naive, yes, definitely.
Is that an act?
Naive? No, not an act. Definitely not. In some ways, I can be very switched on, and I can be very quick, and I can be very clever, and I can get people.
See, I get that you're switched on, but also get that. Yeah,
Sometimes
I don't think you're that naive either. So I don't know if
sometimes
you're
I have a
playing
level
men.
of I like to see the good in people. That's my problem because I'm quite like a bubbly, upbeat person. I generally get quite a good reception from people, which I think can make me not have a true understanding of what they're like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yay.
Mm-hmm. But that's life, innit? Like,
Yeah. So then maybe I'll meet someone and have a good experience. I think they're sound as fuck, but then really they're a fucking demon.
Yeah, I had a woman on just before you today, Sarah.
Back to back,
Sarah Sands. She killed her son's abuser. He old man, 77. So was just outside the shop. Just an old
kill someone
man.
though, I'd struggle.
And then this is from 1970, he'd been doing it for 40 years, changed his name, and he was just sitting outside the shop and was just a predator. Everybody thought it was nice, used to bring him food, used to invite them in the house. And she abused her sons, and she went round to confess, and you wouldn't confess, and she fucking done him, slapped him 8 times.
Do you know what I've realised though? I'll tell you what, have you seen the film Training Day?
Denzel Washington, yeah.
That man in that film, he is an innately, is that the word? Innately bad person, evil. That person you've just described, that abuser, they've got to be that, haven't they? Mm-hmm. To do that to someone, I think I think there's levels, right, and energies in people. And I think this is going to sound mental, right? I think there's like a certain thing in certain people. I can't describe what it is. Maybe it's energy, maybe it's aura, maybe it's like a little, imagine like a chip. I think some people have that, and I think they're so dark and evil that, but the psychopaths, the sociopaths, and they can be so charming, because I couldn't do that. I couldn't abuse someone. I couldn't even kick a dog. I don't even think I could kill someone that did something to me.
Yeah,
I would struggle to actually like stab someone, I think.
You'll tend to see all those serial killers are all nice. They all come in sharp, very well dressed, very well spoken.
I'm saying this.
Do you know what I mean? That door's locked, you're fucked.
I'm like, fuck. Do you know what, sometimes I get mad. So me and my friend thought we were going to go stargazing last night. What a fucking disaster that was. Well, I got stargazing, New Year, New was. Went to Wynyard there. What's it called? A planetarium?
Yeah.
Didn't realise, didn't check open times. Shock. So we go up there. I went, Laura, it's pretty fucking dark here. Like, obviously, you need to be able to see the stars. And I'm like really scared of the dark. And I am a bit paranoid. I'm very paranoid. I always think someone's trying to murder me. Never happened yet, touch wood. And yeah, she just gets out, starts strolling around. It's fucking pitch black out there, and I'm thinking someone is going to kill us. Anyway, this is 9 o'clock. No one's around, and this van pulls up. I'm like, this is it. We're gonna die. We're gonna die. All these prayers, this manifestation. This work's been for nothing. I'm getting butchered at Wynyard. It's just the community guard saying he's going to close the park up. But yeah.
Why are you so scared in the dark? But yet you're going to a room full of 6 guys with a dick out and just do your thing.
That's it. I don't know why I'm scared of dark. I'm really scared of the dark. You're not scared of the dark. What are you scared of?
Heights.
Heights. Yeah. I get vertigo if I'm really high. Do you know Rosby Topping?
No.
It's like the borough or something. I might even not be calling it the right name. I can't even get to the top of that because my legs go jiggly.
Yeah, I'll still go on the roller coaster and I'll try and force myself,
Yeah,
because
I
I
like
think
that.
that people are there watching me, so I'll show them I'm a
brave.
man. Yeah, man. So like heights, man. I'm kind of
Yeah,
fearless.
I've seen you the other day. You were up some fucking mountain.
Yeah.
How did you get up there?
Just doing all the cold water stuff and that,
Tell you, have you seen, is it called The Alpinist?
Don't know.
Oh, watch this on Prime. It's quite a sad story. It's about this young kid. He did that. What's it called?
Rock climbing.
Yeah, but with just fucking claws. I don't know what's
Just the
called.
hands.
And he free scaled, whatever it's called. I don't know the correct terms. Oh my God, such an amazing journey. Went on, but it's really sad. I'm trying to the ending for it, but you can probably guess what happens.
Yeah, it does.
I'm going to send you.
Fuck's sake.
All right, B.
Don't need to watch that, people. So,
Don't.
finishing
No,
up.
it's good about his journey. You should watch
Tell
it.
me, plans for the future. Have you seen changes? Are you going to make therapists? Are you going to see the world a bit different? Or are you just going to stick to...
I've got Dublin.
That's where you could find the magic.
Yeah, what am I going to do different? More porn. I've had a couple of years off, haven't I? I've had COVID, and then I only went back and did brasses and stuff. Yeah, just more. I look a bit better now. I've had my teeth done. Boobs are not wonky no more. New pussy. I've got to sample that on the internet. Get that shown off.
What's that, man?
New vagina, new porn.
Exactly.
Then I'll be joining you. I'll be celibate. I'll be like, they're all fucking demons, James. Get rid of them.
Jumping in water, all the good stuff.
I like that, when I was in Mexico, it was gorgeous. We did bodyboarding. Thinking to myself, ear infection from too much water in it, because obviously it was hopeless up the
Oh, but
it's lush being like with nature and the sea and the sand.
That's peace, innit? It's
Yeah,
harmony.
it's
There's
lush,
no...
innit?
When you're in here, if you're stuck on OnlyFans, or you're doing porn, or I'm doing... It's constant on the move.
It's
constant
lovely
on
in here for a guys. You've got a cheeky salt lamp going on, a bit of them called incense sticks, those things. Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Nice energy.
Yeah, it's all about the energy in it. So I'm all about that, but it doesn't mean your life's fucking great, does it?
Yeah.
Because it's still fucking haywire up here.
I know, I might get an incense stick
I'll
though, trying
work
to
on it,
improve
man.
the house.
Exactly.
I can't stage my place because apparently you do that to get rid of demons and bad energy. Obviously, I live there with my ex. It needs absolutely burning to the ground, to be fair. But
Because it's the energy sticks to the walls.
yeah, but I can't open windows. It's a floor. I've got to go aircon, so there's no point.
No, you end
gotta
up
have-
fucking setting the fire alarms
I've
off.
got to move house.
I'd blast that. For anybody watching that's maybe going through the madness in life, the struggles, like, what advice would you have for them?
Just keep going. I know. Do you know what? I watched a really sad thing with Kirk Norcross on
Dapper.
TikTok.
Yeah, I was on my friend Dapper's podcast.
It's sad, isn't it? But do you know
Yeah.
what? He was so encouraging. I think just follow people like that who've had that experience, and nothing lasts forever, no matter how bad or awful or place you're in. Even if all you do is literally wake up, eat, sleep until something passes your mindset. So just keep going. But it's easier said than done, innit?
Yeah.
Get the help you need.
Seen that,
Get the therapy.
yeah.
Just, what would you say?
Fucking take your own advice then, get your own therapy. I just say, go out in nature, man. Look,
Nature.
anything that you're feeling sad about,
Dogs. Get with dogs.
Yeah.
Unless you're allergic.
try and eliminate
Yeah.
the bad things in life, the things that you're doing, whether that's drugs,
Drink,
even
drugs.
sex. Listen, no
Drink,
matter what
drugs,
you say,
dogs,
porn star or
porn.
not, it's still negative if it's not used in a positive
I
way.
think go back to basics, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
live a pure life. Get outside, eat, exercise, spend time with animals. People that don't like animals are a bit weird. Do you one of those people?
Yeah, no, I've got a dog in the room.
Oh,
Yeah.
can't wait to see.
Yeah, mad bastard. Yeah, would you like to finish up on anything else, my dear?
Not really.
Sienna, it's been an absolute fucking pleasure.
Thank you.
Hope you stay good. Hope you get the therapy, and hopefully next time you're on here, you'll be
Yeah.
fucking new woman.
New woman, new me.
Take care, babe.
Thank you for having
Cheers.
me. Bye.